Yeah. Hi, everybody. My name's Drew. I do internet video art. It's all based with old analog vintage equipment. Basically, you can use old video editing equipment to make a special type of art that's based strongly by altering equipment to make it do things that it's not supposed to, or just making feedback loops with video mixers, and a combination of all kinds of different medias. Taking also a lot of it involves taking existing works and sort of remixing them, whether that's altering them, change like editing together to make a new story, or just processing and adding effects and using them as base. There's yeah, there's a lot of like things you can do that are really fun with this stuff. Right now, what I have going here is there's some text being displayed on the screen, and I'm Luma keying it, which is a video editing tool, kind of like green screening when you'd see a weatherman against a green screen. If I erase the white and fill it with a loop, basically you get a whole bunch of rainbow patterns filling. This is real time, so if I adjust the settings on the unit that's in the feedback loop, I'll be able to change all the colors on screen to however I want. So say I want it to be more green or more blue or more red. There's all kinds of stuff. Then what else is really fun is mixing in a camera. So I've got this camera going right here, and let me just adjust something on my mixer here. So in a lot of my live performances that I'll do at shows, I'll have a camera set up, plenty of the band involved, and if you put it behind the screen, you get a sort of perfect little loop, and let's see if I can find the focus. You can see anything behind it is going to sort of make a generated pattern, and again, it's going through a feedback loop, so I can alter what's happening in that pattern. I can remove the color and make it just black and white, kind of. Yeah. There's also a lot of uses for this for making videos on the internet, like music videos and stuff. One sec here. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to combine a VHS tape into the mix. So I've got tape with some footage of tigers going here. So let's try adding this in. Okay. So basically, any of the lighter parts of the video are being erased and filled with the feedback loop. That's done with a video mixer. Basically, everything it basically is what you would use to make videos before it was done on computers. So you would input one source on channel 1, another source on channel 2, and then you have a T-bar in the middle to fade them together. And there's different input effects that you can use too. You can try doing some wipes between them. It's a little tricky to see right now, but there we go. Yeah, so this has all kinds of different, what are they? I forget how to change them. All right, there we go. Different video mixing wipes for the old classic special effects. Yeah, there we go, that one's a diamond. Another cool feature of video mixers is you can do a mirror effect on stuff. So when you do that, it sort of starts generating really, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of like fractals. like really geometric shapes and patterns. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I guess I don't have too much to teach in a sense. I'm more just going to be showing an example of my gear and the way I would use it.
Well, how did you get inspired to
actually,
this stuff?
Okay, well, I started following internet glitch art about a year, maybe 2 years ago now, and I really liked it. And I tried using Photoshop on my computer to create images that looked like it'd been run through VHS. Then from there, I started, I picked up a VCR and some equipment to be able to hook it up to my computer so that I could record and capture what it looks like on the tape. So basically, I've been using that as a filter or a special effects technique. But I wasn't really satisfied with just the tapes, so I started looking into other units that you can get. The next thing I'm going to show you guys is actually one that I built. This is a special glitch unit I call the memory corruptor. Basically, this unit normally would just sort of raise the contrast of a video being run through it. It's called a video enhancer. But what I've done is I've opened it up and I've modified the circuit by connecting points that aren't supposed to be connected. And basically, I made a custom control scheme for adjusting and manipulating what it does. I probably won't be able to show you on the projector, but I'll hook it up to the TV here, and we should be able to see some really cool effects. So let me just get it going here. Turn off that mirror. There we go. So the first, I think I actually, this here in the middle. Let's see. There we go. Alrighty. So yeah, this is the same VHS tape that we were looking at earlier, but run through the glitch unit that I created. So it ranges from normal to just really, really messed up, really glitchy. You can get a lot of cool effects from it, and yeah, it's a lot of fun to play with. It's more of an abstract kind of art, but yeah.
I think it's really impressive, like not just the equipment you have, but you also started modifying it. And
thank you.
This is like really the next step, because then you can like even the piece of equipment would be almost like a piece of art when you get like some signature style of your, but you need the hardware to do your looks kind of.
Yeah, definitely. And that you actually do notice that with each artist, everybody sort of has their own characteristics depending on the units they build or the ones they buy even.
Yeah.
There are ones that you can buy for sale like this, but I find making your own, you really get to explore and build it to your own uses, and that's a nice thing.
Have you ever used it in a VJ context?
Yeah, we do a lot of, I think we've done about 10 or 15 shows total so far in the past year. We'll set up all our gear at the back of a bar there and project on stage with the musicians. Usually more of the video mixer stuff. It's really fun setting up a camera with a live band, and then you can make the feedback loop like where I was moving my hands there, because then every movement they do and they're playing the guitar, you see behind them it cascades and everything. And then also recently we did a Tumblestone Music Festival where we set up an installation, a lot like that, where it's a camera and a projector set up, and there's flowing colors, and the people were going like dance in between it and stuff, and it was really fun. Yeah.
So when you say we, it's like a collective, or?
Oh, when I say we, when I do the live visuals, I have a partner that I work with. He performs some liquid light show stuff as well. But for the most part, for the internet art, I do as myself as Glitch Memories. So I figured I'd do a demonstration of that today.
Explain the liquid light thing, because it's super cool.
Okay,
People
yeah.
haven't seen it.
Right, liquid lights is where you take a glass trays and you liquid dyes, like different colored liquids of different viscosities, and basically you pour them together and you move the plates around and like squish them together, and it makes really cool patterns and colors.
On an overhead projector.
Yeah. Yeah, and then what we'll do is we'll combine that with my video mixer stuff as well. Because any footage can be combined with it to create some really neat stuff. Let's see here.
Have you ever tried to send it through audio equipment?
No, actually. Or like sending the video through audio equipment?
Yeah.
No, I haven't tried that yet. I don't really own much audio equipment that would work in that sense, but I've heard of some interesting results people get with.
Camera with an experiment. You can use the audio cassette
Oh, okay, yeah.
to record with it,
Oh.
and it has a special kind of like feel to it that the image that records.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a normal audio cassette.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about.
And there is a camera for that.
Yeah, I think it was actually a kid's toy, like a small Panasonic camera. Yeah, that was cool.
Because I've seen one film by an artist, and it looks very, the way she had used that camera and content looked very good.
Yeah, you probably get some
Perfectly
really unique characteristics with that. Yeah, actually, that's one other thing I've found a lot of in my work is that a lot of camcorders have different qualities.
Yeah.
Like this one here, it's got a nice grain to it. It's weird to say, but when I'm shopping for cameras, I'm trying to get one that's like usually worse. For the because when you're trying to film new things that look old and like have that old characteristics and quality to it, it's something that's hard to fake. If you use filters on a computer, it just looks really like tacked on. But if you film on tape and then run it through all these, like all the old electronics that have like different degrees of degradation, you get a really unique outcome and characteristics. Like you actually notice parts of the image will kind of skew with the tape as it moves. Actually, I can show you an example too. I have a backpack here, a tape that I've been using as a texture filter. So I should have a bunch of random things recorded on there that we can play through. And I'll show you how I create a glitch in a VHS tape as well. Because this kind of glitch is really neat and unique, but actually causing the tape itself to glitch is like a really unique effect that can be attained. So let me just turn off all the effects here. So this is a source video that I animated of text that I was using to create an animated GIF for my art page. Now what I can do here, you'll see this is just normal right now, unaltered. If I press stop, and then hit the record button for just long enough. And press play again. If we're lucky, right where we were, should have a glitch. Let's see here. Okay, I don't think I got it. It's tricky. Okay, there you go. So, same footage, just with imposed error on it.
And how did you find it out?
Just through trial and error, just experimenting, and I was trying to figure out ways that I could interrupt the video and cause it to malfunction. Now one thing, you'll notice it's sort of cut out there. If I connect it straight to the TV again, you'll be able to see. That's the kind of glitch I was talking about. It's a little tricky right now just to get it recorded or displaying on screen. Yeah. But when I'm in my studio, I have special gear that I can use to do that, and it works out pretty good most of the time. I'm going to put that through the same video now through the circuit dynamics and see what we get out of that. Okay. So right away you can see that we get some nice glitch action going on. And as I adjust the controls, I can adjust the intensity of it, make it more or less glitchy, add the outline effects. And this is all in real time, so you get a lot of it's nice to have a physical interface instead of on a computer where you set it to, choose your effects, then set it to render and stuff. And, yeah. Yeah, usually what I'll do to record this kind of stuff is I'll have my phone or a nice camera set up on a tripod, and I'll just take pictures in burst mode. And yeah, through that I'm able to make a lot of still image art. And you can actually almost get a near perfect recording of the screen with that. It's tricky because of the frame refresh rates sync up. Like the camera records at around 60 frames per second, and this is refreshing at around 60 hertz. So it's sometimes you get the bars rolling through the screen, but yeah. Would anybody like to come try playing around with this stuff? And I'm pretty much done my explanation part, but yeah, you're welcome to come try this stuff out if you'd like. Thank you. Does anybody have any questions also? Sorry. You can still come up. You can still come up. Yes?
How many VHS players do you have?
I'm up to 4 now. Yeah. Each one has its own characteristics, and they're more or less useful for different things.
Oh, okay.
Like this one actually is one of my favorites because it's able to do that record glitch that I showed you. The other ones I have, when I try to do that, it'll just sort of cut to black for a second and then cut back in.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's also handy to have multiple ones too, because if you're doing something where you want to cut between a few sources rapidly, then you have multiple sources to work with. Yeah, and yeah, I guess it's playtime now. Put on a tape for you here. So yeah, right now we have it hooked up to this.
So this is the one you modified?
Yes, this is the glitch unit. Right now, these 3 are disconnected, but these 5 are all connected. So the way it works is you flick it up to turn the dial on, and then
You even have the effect on off.
Yeah, because if you have, say if you have 2 on, it'll do something different than just 1.
Yeah.
It's almost like each knob sort of changes basically the way these units work. It's got a whole bunch of electrical components that sort of make up an equation, and what these do is it sort of alters the equation to make it process the videos in different ways that it's not supposed to. And through that, you get a lot of different varieties of glitches, and yeah. I also set up this one to a button too, so you can
Cool.
pulse it. So say if there's like
So
a
the
song
beat
going.
or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's your drum.
Yeah.
So this is off.
Yeah. Yeah. Up is on. Down is
Up is on.